What's up guys, Jake with Team Tactical coming with another special red dot video. Today we are looking at the Zulisy Oak Plus. This is a red dot that was actually sent out to us by Zulisy for testing and evaluation. Much appreciated guys, we really do appreciate the free stuff. They know that anytime they send us free stuff, we tend to beat the living piss out of it. And today is not going to be any different. We do this because we're poor, and we think it's very important to us, and probably to you at home if you're watching this video, to know that this red dot is worth your time, and more importantly, your hard-earned money. So we're going to go over all the specs and features of this particular red dot, zero it, and then we're going to proceed to beat the living piss out of it to see if it can hold zero. And then we'll give you our final thoughts. Let's see how she does. Now guys, even though we did get the red dot for free, ammo's not cheap. If you want to help support the channel and get something cool in return, the best way to do so is to buy some of the official TN Tactical merch, such as the vintage distressed sunset here. You can pick this up at fattac.com. Now this is kind of a low-key design that I created. It's comfy, it's super anti-sweaty, and for a big guy like me, it feels perfect. Check it out, fattac.com. We really do appreciate it. All right, so going over all the specs and features of the Zulisy Oak Plus. This is actually a pretty large window red dot, and yes, I know you're gonna freak out. We're empty, we're clear, I promise. We're safe-ish. This is a very large red dot. This actually gives you 3.5 MOA red dot. No fancy circle or design or anything like that. This is just straight up for those that need a big window to find that sweet little red dot. It features 10 different brightness settings, 8 of which are going to be for daylight and 2 of which are going to be for night vision. Now with those different brightness settings, you're going to find that it gets roughly about 4,000 hours on the highest brightness setting, but about 50,000 hours on the lowest brightness setting. It achieves this with a CR2032 battery, one of the bigger boys, not the little boy, but the slightly bigger nickel size one. In order to help you get more battery life, it does feature something similar to shake awake technology, where basically you set aside, and then after around 220 seconds, don't know why that amount, but around that time, it should actually turn the red dot off until you come and pick it back up. It detects that motion and it comes back on for you, keeping the same brightness thing you had before. All right, now first things first, we have got to get a zero and see just how well it does and get everything lined up for us. There is one huge gripe I have, the battery placement. A lot of times you see your red dots nowadays, even from Zulisy themselves, they have their red dot up here at the very top. There is no battery to be found, nor is it on this side, nor can it be found on this side. So where does that leave it? The 2032 sits directly bottom underneath the actual red dot, and it's housed between the red dot and the slide. I'm not a huge fan of that because it's supposed to be waterproof, and I feel like having it under there, especially without a cover as you see here, makes it more likely to take in water. Now they do have a little rubber seal around the battery there, and that's cool and all, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to keep water out. If, for example, let's say you bump this red dot into something, maybe the wall or countertop or something, and these screws become loose, then that's going to cause a gap in the seal and cause your red dot battery to take in water and fry it. But I think the only reason why they did that is because they wanted to give you that very large window, and you see how like wide and tall and deep it goes. It doesn't really look like there's much of a place they could have stuck it on the side, and I guess for that matter for the top, but top would have been nice. It's actually not bad. It's about where I'd want it to be, honestly. I was essentially aiming for right here in this area, and for the most part, I mean, except for a couple of flyers, that's where all my shots went. So I like that. I'm gonna shoot another mag and just go for headshots, and then go over here and shoot the steel and see if my zero is really that good, or if I suck, or who knows. Let's see. Now they do give you your brightness adjustment here, 2 little clicky buttons there, very nice. We like that. You'll also see you've got your elevation up here, takes a little flathead, and your windage is going to be found over here on this side. Now as you can see, it is a solid red dot, so it can go brighter, and on camera it looks super bright, super reflective, but with the naked eye it's really not that bad. In addition, you do have these 2 little bunny ears. Check this out. That is sort of good to be used as like a backup iron sights in case your glass breaks or the battery dies and for some reason you can't see your rear sights. However, in my case, where it's cut directly into the slide and sits, I don't actually need those rear bunny ears to kind of help me with my sights. I can still use my front and rear sight. Now, that being said, because I'm not using a plate and my slide is actually cut for RMR on the PSA Dagger, these are suppressor height sights. They're extra high, and I imagine for standard height Glock sights, you may actually need some of those. Now, the best thing about this red dot is the price. It comes in roughly about $137 at the time of recording. It's on sale, I think, on Amazon. Of course, you might find it cheaper somewhere else, who knows. I think that's a phenomenal deal for a red dot, as long as it can hold 0 to everyday use and recoil, and in our case, drop testing. Seems 0 enough to me. We are empty, clear, all that stuff. We are going to take the red dot here and start smacking it as hard as we can, like we're basically hammering a nail. Different angles of the red dot into the tree here, and then we're going to retest the 0 and see if it shifts. Got the top there, let's get the sides. So far, so good. I'm probably gonna actually chop this tree down. It's kind of in the way. But as you can see, the red dot, it's covered in some of that tree juice and bark and wood chips, but other than that, still works just fine. Let's shoot it and see if it's still 0. So far, it seems to be about spot on. I'll just see the target here in a second, but let's shoot the steel real quick here that we got. And you can see, I don't know what that is or that, but you can see my shots are mostly right up there in the little A zone. Very nice, very nice. All right, so now we are getting ready to drop test this red dot. You can see we've got our brick of damnation there that we're going to directly drop the red dot onto. So we're going to take the Zulisy Oak Plus. Nothing's in here. Let me just reiterate, there's nothing in the chamber here. But we're going to take this mag here, fully loaded, nothing in the chamber, and drop test it multiple times to see how many licks it takes to get to the center of a red dot. 3, 2, 1. Got a little bit of what looks like delamination in the bottom right corner, but so far no cracks or anything. 2. Ooh, got it, got it. So this is about what I expected. There is a thinner aluminum frame to house the actual glass, so I was kind of expecting it might break. Right now, this is what we got. There's no red dot to be found. I'm letting you see all the broken bits. So that's always good to have. There's the top there where we hit it. All kinds of dings and bumps and scrapes. But again, the big issue is the glass, as you see there. Now, I will give it a chance to come back on. All right, so I managed to take off the red dot here by unscrewing the 2 screws and taking the battery back out and putting it back in, and it did seem to work. I do want to note, though, that that is a huge issue, because if you were to drop this red dot and let's say it just maybe had a short or something, you'd have to take the whole red dot off, take the battery out and on, turn it off and back on. Again, that's part of the reason why I don't really like having batteries located on the underside of the actual red dot. There is the red dot, it's working. And yeah, we can go ahead and test it out. So, I just fired 1 shot and I stopped. If you look here, all that glass up there is coming back and hitting me in the face and could potentially hit my eyes. This is why you wear eye pro, in case you ever find yourself dealing with a situation like this. I'm gonna shoot some steel and see if I can even hit the steel. So, full disclosure, if you haven't noticed, I'm actually closing my eyes right before I pull the trigger, because flakes of glass are coming back and hit me with every single cycle. Very dangerous to keep doing this. Here is the rubber target. This is kind of where I was aiming at. I was kind of really aiming in the middle here, and you saw my shots kind of went to the right, and some went down a little bit there, per usual. All right, so what do I think about the Zulisy Oak Plus? Let's be fair here. Most of y'all are probably not going to do what we just did and sit here and smack it against a tree or sit here and drop it on a brick multiple times. We do this so that way you can see the limits of what you're buying. That being said, this is a $130 red dot. I think for $130 in general, it does pretty well. I could consider using this for plinking and carry optics division or 3-gun, but I would not use this optic for duty, serious use. And it's simply because even though we were just drop testing it repeatedly onto concrete, who's to say you don't accidentally drop it one time in a parking lot or something and it happens to hit just at the right angle, cracking the glass and potentially shorting out the red dot. I do like that you've got your iron sight still available, so that is a huge plus, but still concerned about the fact that the battery's underneath, so that if you have to do any kind of maintenance, you have to take the whole optic off. And that's not really it's not really cool. If I'm being harsh against Zulisy, understand that I'm not just comparing this product to other brands, but I also am comparing it to other Zulisy red dots. You can get cheaper red dots from Zulisy, such as the Oak C, very similar to this, but it's a lot more rugged and a lot more durable and can handle a lot more drops than this one did. And we do have a review of that red dot as well available on the channel for you to check out and compare it to this. I think that one came in like $100 or something. So it's cheaper and it's more rugged and durable, and you could go a lot further with it. And the big thing about the Oak C is the battery is not on the bottom like it is with the Oak Plus. The only way I would consider getting this red dot before some other ones, including other Zulisy red dots, is if you just really want that larger window. But you're definitely paying more money for that, and it's not going to be as durable. Take that in mind. Again, special thanks to Zulisy for sending this out to us. We really do appreciate it. No one does drop tests like this when they're practically everyday carrying, but we do it so that you can see the limits of the products you buy. And for that, I'm glad we got to try this one out today. Guys, that's going to wrap it today. Remember, if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. What do you think about the Zulisy Oak Plus? Is it worth it? I'd love to hear from you. We will see you next time. There be skinwalkers amongst us.